Okay, so let's solve some problems based on factorizing a polynomial by splitting its middle term. We have this polynomial fx that is equal to 12x squared minus 7x plus 1. Now, its middle term is minus 7x. Minus 7x. Now, by the way, if you haven't watched the theoretical portion of this discussion, that is on factorizing a polynomial by splitting its middle term, then I highly recommend you please watch that tutorial first. Then only you can understand it properly. The video link of the tutorial is given in the description box below. Please watch that tutorial first. Okay, here we have minus 7x, the middle term. And let's take two numbers, p and q. Now, when we split this minus 7x, then it should be in the form that p plus q should be equal to minus 7. That is, we split this minus 7 into these two numbers p and q such that p plus q should be equal to minus 7 and p multiplied by q should be equal to this 12 multiplied by this 1. That is a leading coefficient multiplied by constant. 12 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 12. Now pay attention to one very important thing, that p plus q is equal to minus 7, but p multiplied by q is equal to 12. Minus 7, 12, negative number, and multiplication is positive. Addition is negative, multiplication is positive. It means that you have to face two criteria, like two conditions. The first one is either your one number is positive and another number is also positive. Then only positive multiplied by positive will be equal to positive, right? But in that case, your p plus q, that is positive plus positive, cannot give you negative, right? It cannot give you negative. Therefore, the second condition that you have to think of is one number is negative and another number is also negative. Then negative number multiplied by negative number will give you positive number, and negative number plus negative number will give you a negative number. It means that our number has to, both the numbers has to be negative. It cannot be plus minus, that is one positive, one negative, otherwise your multiplication will be negative. We don't want that. It can be either the only two cases are left, that is both the positive, but in that case your addition will be not negative, it will be positive. So it means that both the numbers have to be negative. Okay, that's a really very important thing. Now, so write all the factors of 12. Write all the factors of 12. Now, since both the numbers have to be negative, it means that in this case you have to take the negative factors as well. So the factors of 12 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, and plus minus 12. These are all the factors of 12. That is, when you divide 12 by these numbers, you get 0 as a quotient. That's why these numbers are the factors of the 12. Okay, now p plus q has to be minus 7 and p multiplied by q has to be 12. There are only one case when these two conditions get satisfied by two numbers. One number is either you take p as minus 4 and q as minus 3, or they take p as minus 3 and q as minus 4. Ultimately you will get the same thing, right? The thing is that one number has to be minus 4 and the another number has to be minus 3. In that way, minus 4 plus minus 3 is equal to minus 7. That is what we want here. And minus 4 multiplied by minus 3 is equal to 12. That is what we want here. So these two numbers are negative numbers, right? These two numbers are negative numbers. Now, let's write this. So this is 12x squared and this is minus 4x minus 3x plus 1, right? We have split this middle term. 4 minus 4x minus 3x, minus 4 and minus 3. So this is now minus 4x minus 3x, or we can write it like this. If okay, that's fine. So from here, this is 12x squared. Okay, we can write this 12x squared as 4x multiplied by 3x. 12x squared, we can write it as 4x multiplied by 3x minus 4x minus 3x plus 1, right? Now, in these two terms, that is 4x multiplied by 3x, this is one term, and minus 4x, this is another term. In both these two terms, 4x is common. Let's take 4x out. So this is, when you take 4x out, you get 3x minus 1. 3x minus 1, right? Okay. Which property have we used here? We have used multiplicative property, distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now in this case, if you take minus sign common, that is outside the bracket, then within the bracket you will get 3x minus 1. So now you have two terms in this expression. One is 4x multiplied by 3x minus 1, and another term is minus 3x minus 1. Now minus 3x minus 1 means what? It is actually 1 multiplied by 3x minus 1, right? Okay, so 3x minus 1 in this term and 3x minus 1 in this term, these two terms, 3x minus 1 is common in both these two terms. Applying distributive property of multiplication, or in this case we have minus sign, it means it is subtraction. So you get 4x minus 1 multiplied by 3x minus 1. Distributive property of multiplication or subtraction, right? So if you multiply this 3x minus 1 with 4x, you get 4x multiplied by 3x minus 1. Then this minus sign, 3x minus 1 multiplied by 1, you get back this number only. So this is important. You always have to look for the common factors, right? In this way, you have actually factorized this polynomial as 4x minus 1 multiplied by 3x minus 1. These are the two factors of this polynomial, quadratic polynomial. It's a quadratic polynomial. It means that its degree is 2. Therefore, it has two factors, two linear polynomials factor, two linear polynomial factors, 4x minus 1 and 3x minus 1. Okay. In the same way, you have 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Two numbers will split 7x in two numbers, that is p and q, such that p plus q has to be equal to 7, and p multiplied by q has to be equal to 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. Okay, now p plus q is also positive and p multiplied by q is also positive. It means that both the numbers have to be positive, right? You can't take both the numbers as negative, because negative multiplied by negative will give you positive. This gets satisfied, but negative plus negative number will always be a negative number. We don't want this one here because we have a positive addition. It means both the numbers are positive. Okay, so in that case we can ignore our negative factors, as we if you remember, we took positive and the negative factors both. So the positive factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3 and 6. Now if you take these two numbers, that is 1 and 6, so 1 plus 6 is equal to 7 and 1 multiplied by 6 is equal to 6. So both these two conditions get satisfied, that is p plus q is equal to 7 and p multiplied by q is equal to 6. It means that if we split this 7x as, so you get 2x squared plus 6x plus x plus 3. Now this 2x squared can be written as, this 6x can be written as 2x multiplied by 3. Any problem? 6x is 2x multiplied by 3 plus x plus 3. From here, if you, and one more thing, this 2x squared can be written as 2x multiplied by x. 2x multiplied by x, right? 2x multiplied by x means 2x squared. Now, in these two terms, that is 2x multiplied by x and 2x multiplied by 3, this 2x is common. So 2x, if you take out outside the bracket, then this is x plus 3. Right? Distributive property of multiplication over addition. Then plus, you already have this x plus 3 here. X plus 3 means 1 multiplied by x plus 3. Now this x plus 3 is common in both these two terms. So your final answer is 2x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 3. So these are the two factors of this quadratic polynomial 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. Now again two terms, two numbers p and q such that p plus q has to be equal to 5 and p multiplied by q has to be equal to 6 multiplied by minus 6. Constant term is minus 6. Never ignore negative sign. That is 6 multiplied by minus 6 is minus 36. Okay. It means that since your multiplication is a negative number, it means that one number has to be positive and one number has to be negative. In only that case, you will get a negative product. Okay. And if you notice, your addition of the two numbers is actually positive. It means that the positive number will be greater than the negative number, because if positive number is greater than the negative number and you add this greater positive with lesser negative, then your number will be positive only. So these two things are clear, that one number is positive and one number is negative. Positive number is greater than the negative number. Okay. Now this p plus q is equal to 5 and p multiplied by q is equal to minus 36. It means that we'll have to take all the positive and the negative factors, because now we are dealing with a negative product. So the factors of minus 36 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, 7 no, 8 no, 9 yes, plus minus 9, 10 no, 11 no, 12 yes, plus minus 12, and then 13 no, 14 no, 15, 16, 17 and 15, 16, 17 and 18, plus minus 18, plus minus 18, and finally you will get it 19, 20, then plus minus 36 only. Okay, so these are the factors. That is, when you divide these numbers, this minus 36 is divided by these numbers, then your product quotient is actually 0. That is, it is completely divisible by these numbers. Now this is 5 and this is minus 36, 5 and minus 36. What can we do? One thing is clear, the positive number has to be greater. There is only one condition. Your positive number is 9, your negative number is minus 4. In that case, 9 plus minus 4 is equal to 5, and 9 multiplied by minus 4 is equal to 36. Any problem? Okay. So this thing is clear, 9 and minus 4. So let's split this. So let's write it as, this is 6x squared, and then you have plus 9x minus 4x, and then then minus 6. Okay, now this is 6x squared, this is 3. Okay, we can write this 6x squared as 2x multiplied by 3x. Any problem? And this 9x can be written as 3x multiplied by 3. This is minus 4x, this is minus 6. Sorry, let's do this for this one also. So this is 4x can be written as 2x multiplied by 2, and this minus 6 can be written as 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, now in these two terms, that is 2x multiplied by 3x and 3x multiplied by 3, 3x is common. Let's take this out of the bracket. So this is 2x plus 3. Then Here you have 2x plus 3. So we would like to have another 2x plus 3. And how we can do this? This is minus, this is minus. Let's take out minus outside. Then you have this 2 here and this 2 here. Take 2 out. Then within the bracket you have 2x plus 3. Right? Now we have two terms and 2x plus 3 is common in both these two terms. Applying distributive property of multiplication or subtraction, you get 3x minus 2 and multiplied by 2x plus 3. Right? So these are the two linear polynomials that are factors of this quadratic polynomial, and 3x minus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 3, we have factorized this polynomial, quadratic polynomial into its factors. This is the last one. This is 3x squared minus x minus 4. Now in this case, if you take two numbers, that is p and q, this should be in the way that p plus q is equal to minus 1, right? Because we have minus here, and p multiplied by q should be equal to 3 multiplied by minus 4, that is minus 12. Okay. Now in this case, one thing is clear. If the multiplication is negative, one number has to be positive and one number has to be negative. Only then your product will be negative number. Okay. But your addition is actually negative. It means that negative number. It means that the negative number has to be greater than the positive number. If negative number is greater than the positive number, then when you add these two numbers, your final number is a negative number. That's what we have here. It means that one number is positive, one number is negative, and negative number is greater than the positive number. Okay. So again, write all the factors of 12 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3 plus minus 4 plus minus 6 and plus minus 12. Okay. Now we want 12 minus 12 here, we want minus 1 here. Negative number is greater than the positive number. Only two numbers will fulfill these two conditions, that is minus 4 and plus 3, because minus 4 plus 3 is equal to minus 1 and minus 4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 12. Sorry, minus 12. Right? So it means that if you split this one into two terms, this is 3x squared minus 4x plus 3x and minus 4. Now this 3x squared can be written as 3x multiplied by x, and this is 4 multiplied by x. This is 3x and this is minus 4. Now in these two terms, that is 3x multiplied by x and minus 4 multiplied by x, this x is common. Let's take this x out. So you have 3x minus 4 and we want another 3x minus 4 here. So simply write it as 1 multiplied by 3x minus 4. Right? We can write, if we combine these two terms, and if we suppose that we are taking out 1 as common, it is 3x minus 4. We have just simply grouped them together. Now we have two terms and this 3x minus 4 is common in both these two terms. Applying distributive property of multiplication over addition, you get x plus 1 multiplied by 3x minus 4. So we have factorized this polynomial into its factors, that are x plus 1 multiplied by and 3x minus 4. Okay, so this is the way to split the middle term, and then on the basis of that you can find the polynomials, or you can find the factors.